Well, what's all this then? Here, come take a walk with me. Well, hi there. My name is Isaac Vosberg. I am currently the IASC First Vice President-elect. Now, I'm not living in Iowa at the moment. I'm studying abroad 9,000 miles away in Malaysia, which is thanks to the U.S. Department of State's Yes Abroad program, which provides a full scholarship to study abroad for an entire academic year. So, this video is a little bit about my life, and will be split into 3 parts, like any good Kit Kat bar. Hold on, what? Kit Kat bars only have 2 parts? Okay, everyone, now it's time to turn to your partner and tell them what you think leadership is. Didn't think this was going to be interactive, did you? Actually, it is. You've got 30 seconds. You're on the clock. Time's up. Okay, well, let's talk about it. As you've now thoroughly discussed, 30 seconds is nothing if not thorough, leadership comes in many different forms. There are many different varieties. Leadership can be as simple as staying behind, being the last person to leave, cleaning up after others. Or it can be something as complicated as joining something that you've never tried before, going out of your comfort zone. It can be leading others. I mean, that's what leadership is. Leadership is leading other people. That's the root of the word itself. So, with me here, your feet on the ground in another country, what does leadership look like abroad? And how is it different than leadership in the US? I'll let you in on a little secret, okay? It's not that different. Leadership abroad and leadership in the US, it's all the same thing. It's looking for opportunities. It's taking those chances when you get them. It's doing your utmost to serve other people. It's the same things, just different circumstances. And now we'll go outside to discuss some examples. Okay, this is a voiceover, not the original audio for this video, but what I want to say here is that these kids have English class the same way that you or I have Spanish or French. And so to go into these classes and to give them an opportunity to hear what a native speaker sounds like is an incredible tool. So using that to help other students learn is an absolute must when it comes to leadership here. Okay, untuk ini saya akan bagi awak semua video yang awak boleh dengar audio asalnya. Saya sedang belajar bercakap bahasa Melayu, dan itu, belajar bahasa ialah sangat penting dalam kepemimpinan di sini. Anyways, as promised.
Kita semua perlu menyayangi negara Malaysia agar negara kita menjadi lebih harmoni dan aman damai. Sesungguhnya negara kita tanggung jawab dan menyayangi negara Malaysia tanggung jawab kita bersama.
Okay, before we get into anything, just watch this for a quick second. That's freaking awesome. I've never thrown a javelin in my life before that. Okay, technically I had been practicing. I had about 2 weeks practice with that video. But as you're seeing with these videos and soon to be pictures going by, there are a million different opportunities for you, and all you have to do is go out and say yes. And if it's not saying yes, it's volunteering your time. Volunteering is one of the most incredible things that you can do, regardless of where you are around the globe. So that's my advice to you. Go out, say yes, volunteer. Take every opportunity that you can, and you won't regret it. This YES program is literally defined as an intercultural exchange. So learning the culture is one of, if not the most important parts of this entire experience. Whether it be going to mosques or surahs or temples with your family and friends, or trying a new food, or getting duped by a Turkish ice cream man, it's all part of this incredible thing that we call culture. There are so many thicks and thins, ins and outs of this crazy complicated concept. Well, there's for alliteration. Anyways, and so being here as an exchange student, it's my responsibility to learn the culture and to bring that back home with me, all the while teaching people here what culture is like back home. That's what leadership here is. Intercultural exchange. You know the whole saying about it's not what you know, but who you know? Well, I'm here to tell you that at least a good chunk of that is true. To be a leader on the other side of the planet, you have to know the people around you. You have to make friends, you have to go out, and you have to be expressive. Show yourself, to make yourself known, and again, to make plenty of friends along the way. The theme for IASC's fall conference this year is the road to leadership, so it's only fair that I include a section about that part. Please do bear with me though as I go into excess, explaining an analogy between roads here and roads in America, all the while showing you videos of said roads. To really drive the point home though, I may or may not include some puns along the way, as long as you guys are okay with that. So anyways, roads. Roads provide a point A to point B, a way to get from one place to another, and the road to leadership is much the same. The road to leadership is how you take initiative and where that initiative takes you. This little trek that I'm about to take you on will help illustrate the differences in the roads to leadership, simply by showing the differences between the regular old roads in America versus here. Okay people, let's get straight into it. You can close your eyes if you'd like, however it helps you to imagine this, but take a minute to think of the road. Could be the road that you took to get here with all of your classmates and friends from school, from student council. Could be the road that goes past your home. Any road really, they all work. Now, we have to take that road and apply those principles to leadership. Whenever you have an idea, that is your starting point. Whenever you finish an idea, when you complete that project, do that task, that's your ending point. Simple Google Maps style, point A, point B, just like we talked about in the very start. Now, where this analogy really kicks in is in the finer details. That fact alone is an analogy in and of itself. The fact that all of us have ideas, all of us have the same road. It's the finer details of those ideas that determine whether we make it to the end or not. Having an effective student council is like creating an effective carpool. There's a lot of different people, a lot of different schedules, and so many moving parts. That may seem like a challenge in and of itself, to organize an effective carpool, but throw on top of that another layer, that being street laws. For one, depending on where you are in the world, they might drive on a different side of the road. The street signs might be in a different language, or maybe 2 or 3, and there are certainly going to be some speed bumps along the way. You have to choose a driver, someone who's going to keep your group safe and who's going to take you all to the destinations that you want. Now, what does this all mean for your student councils? To start off, the street signs being in different languages. I mean, that can literally be other kids not speaking the same language, or it can be in a metaphorical sense of 2 people with different leadership styles, different tastes in how they want to get things done, how they view leadership and how they view their role in it, right? Student council is often politicized and tons of drama. It doesn't have to be. As long as people agree on what side of the road to drive on, everyone is safe. Now, that's not to say that two opposing leadership styles can't exist at the same time. All that means is that you have to give them different vehicles, different means of travel, different jobs on these same roads. See, when you have two cars the same size, going down the road, going opposite directions, that's bound to be a disaster. However, if you put one on a motorcycle who can zip right by with no issues, all's good. More often than not, it's solutions like these, ones that you wouldn't initially think would work out, that end up doing the best job. Thinking of creative solutions outside the box, that is what we have to be striving for on our student councils at all times. Look at us go, learning things. We've only covered one part. Okay, on to the next. Speed bumps. Okay, in editing this, I realized that I said I was talking about street signs being in another language. Started with that, and then somehow went from that and went to people driving on different sides of the road. So kind of covered two in one there, like a burrito, I guess. So yeah, I mean, I guess it is on to speed bumps next. Cool. That was a speed bump right there. Look at us, look at us. Okay, cool. Speed bumps for real. So, of course, there are always going to be issues. There are always going to be problems that you will encounter on student council. The whole point that you've been chosen for the role that you're serving in is that you have superior skills in handling those issues, dealing with those challenges, as unexpected as they may be. You are the problem solvers of this world, and boy does the world need more of them. So, it's your job here to hone your skills, to really work on practicing how to be a problem solver so that you can go on in your life and go into the real world with experience. I will not be the first, and I certainly will not be the last person to tell you that student council has changed my life. I'm only 17 years old, and it's already completely shifted the course that my life could have taken. Talk to anyone who's graduated from high school and been a part of student council, and they will tell you that student council is one of the most influential things that has shaped their life today. That's because of the speed bumps. I mean, it really only takes one time, hopefully one time, of you hitting a speed bump at 60 miles an hour and getting a concussion from hitting your head on the roof to know that you should take it slower the next time. Figuring out the ideal speed, that's where it comes into practice. You have to have that experience there to know, okay, I don't want to be going 2 miles an hour. I still have to get to my destination. But you, again, don't want to be going 60 because that's just dangerous. Knowing the perfect proportion of how to get over those problems, making sure that everyone in the car with you, again, is safe and happy. And now for the last point. It's time to choose a driver. When you're picking a driver, you'd rather not have someone with their feet sitting up on the dash. You need someone who's willing to take the wheel, who's willing to hit the gas, and not afraid to hit the brakes when they need to. Unfortunately, a lot of times that's hard to find. Throw on top of that the fact that only a certain number of people know how to drive a stick shift, and who knows what kind of vehicle your student council is. Could be a tractor, a combine, an old Ford, or a brand new Mazda, I don't know. So, finding the leader that knows how to drive your vehicle, your carpool, your student council best. The members of the student council, the people who make up the passengers of that vehicle, will know best who will suit their interests as a driver. So, when you're casting votes for student body president, for your student council leaders, be sure that you're choosing the one that you think is best, not what someone else thinks is best, what you think is best. As part of student council, it's your role to choose the leaders of student councils. And with this group of people, you are likely among them. So, set a good example. Wouldn't want a driver who's had multiple speeding tickets or incidents with hit and runs before. Keep your record clean, even when no one's looking. That's called character, and it's also called safe driving. Don't text and drive. Don't be distracted in your leadership, right? Keep everyone else on the road safe. You're not the only car. I will leave you with this when it comes to this whole analogy. Driving is crazy. It's an experience that the law only lets certain people do and is very stringent about who can do that and when. Student council is the same way. Leadership is no easy task. You need to know what you're doing. Lucky for you, you're at the IASC Fall Conference. You're already doing that. So, here's best wishes to the rest. Okay, back to the road for just one hot second. I know that I promised some puns, and there weren't a lot in there. It's just that you have to be really careful about where you put them in a monologue like that, and that certainly was a monologue, so thank you for sticking with me. I know you probably got tired of hearing me after a little while there. Anyways, not to worry though, as I'll certainly steer you in the right direction with this one. A whole new part, and a whole new batch of puns, so don't worry. Got you. Hey, you've been watching this video for almost 15 minutes, which means if you've been taking your car insurance to one of these guys, you could be saving 15% or more by now. Anyways, I've got a reptilian more puns to make. I know that this video kind of meandered all over the place, and at times it might have felt like it was Komodo dragging on and on. So I want to thank you for sticking around. I'd be Camille lying to you if I said that this video wasn't fun to put together, even if some of the puns at the end were hard to come up with. Anyways though, it's about time that the tale I've told you here comes to an end. If you want to learn more about my program, I'd suggest that you go and find my YouTube channel at Isaac Abroad. While you're there, feel free to check out some of those videos. I thank you so much for watching this, and Reptile, see you in the next one. So long, and stay cool.